What's happening, everybody? We got Wednesday night. We got another tap in. How we doing tonight? It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Brian, what's good? How we doing today? Somebody talk to me, tell me how my levels are. Make sure you can hear me. Let me turn this microphone up. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me thumbs up, some hearts. Where y'all tuning in from, man? Where everybody tuning in from? What's going on, Ryan? How's everything, dude? Somebody get my guys in there, tell them we live. Then I can pull them on camera. Okay. Where we tuning in from? Talk to me. It's gonna be a good one right here. This is gonna be a real good one. Lisa Marie, how you doing? Hope all is well on your end. Where we tuning in from? Let's go and get everybody. Tell everybody grab a seat. Okay. I see the homies. I see he's in there. Hey, Creek, go ahead and see if you can. I can't add you. It's not letting me add you. See if you could request to come on camera. Salute. Where we tuning in from, man? Where we at? I know we spread out across the country, man. Where we tapping in from? I can't add him. It won't let me add him. It's gonna be a big time show right here. It's gonna be a big show right here. Dear Park, John Edmond, what's good, man? Salute. Hope you and the family doing well. Okay. It won't let me add him. I'm not sure why. Hey, request to come on camera. Somebody tell my guy to request to come on camera. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you tapping in, man. Yeah, I got the thing, but his ad button is grayed out, Lisa Marie. Okay, and then it disappeared. So I'm not sure what type of games Facebook is playing. So sometimes that person can request to come on camera. So let's see if that'll work. Tell them to request to come on camera. Let me see if I put that in the chat. Okay. What's going on, fellas? Let's see. Let me try to tell him to request to come on camera. Okay, everybody's getting their seat. This is going to be a big one. Okay. It's not even letting me tag him in the comments. I'm not sure what's going on. Bobby, what's going on? I'm not sure why they won't let me come on camera. I don't know. Let's see. He's in the chat. It won't let him come. Okay. Yeah, it's grayed out on his side. Like all of the ad buttons are blue, and his gray. His and Dre are grayed out, so I'm not sure what that even means. What about your bro? See if you can go on your bro. Can I add it? Can I add Cam? I see Cam. Can I add him? Let me see. getting it situated. Okay, okay. I think we. Okay. It says it's adding. Okay.
You might gotta use my. You might gotta use my phone. I might gotta go to my phone.
We might have to use your phone.
Yeah, this nigga phone about to die.
You got a charger nearby.
Yeah.
Every time your name come up, it's only gray, so it won't let me add. It only let me
I
add
think that
Cam.
was my tablet. I think that was my tablet. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Hey, yeah. Try the phone. Try the phone. It should be good on the phone.
Yeah, that's what it was. The tablet.
All right. So you want to remove this one and then come up on yours?
Yeah. Let me
Let's do that.
Can you do it on the laptop?
You can, but sometimes it be acting real funny. The phone seems to work the best, but you
Yours
can
working,
try.
baby?
You can.
All right.
When I tried the first time with my laptop, it was acting funny on me. So I did it with my phone ever since.
Let's try. Go ahead. Go on yours and try.
You want me to remove you and then try to come back on, or you want to just stay on this one?
No, we can just stay on for right now. Then when it's over, we'll just change it up.
Okay.
Cause this phone about to die anyway. They trying to tablet in the laptop.
Okay. How you doing, man? You everything good?
Yeah, everything healthy.
Okay. Okay.
We can smoke weed on here though, right?
I listen, man. If that's gonna keep you comfortable,
All right, just asking.
we're gonna let you tell your story.
All right.
I appreciate you tapping in. So let me know. Let me know when y'all got the green light over there, and then what we'll do is we'll introduce the show. Yeah, try to get it to where I can see both of you. That's Cam. What's good?
What's up? You might gotta get down.
Yeah, or just like push it back. Y'all could just kind of like go back and forth type jump.
Yeah, we'll get it done. Nigga, your phone. You gotta put that in the phone. Like that. All right, we good like that.
Yeah, I see you clear, but I don't see Cam. So you
Now right
gotta
next door.
there you
Right
go.
next door.
I see Cam right there.
We trying to get this right.
Yup.
Too familiar. Your phone too familiar. On that
Y'all
location.
can hear me clearly though.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you clearly too, so that's
You
good.
move over.
Yeah, just move over a little bit, Cam, so you can get in the screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so what y'all want to do? You wanna wait to see the other joint, or you want to just stay like this?
We're gonna stay like this for now because it's working for us right now. If we put the phone on the charger and it's on the sitting
Okay.
like
All right. All right. All right. So as we moving and grooving, then you can just let me know, and then if we need to change up, then we can do that.
all right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Cam, you good?
I'm great.
Okay, my guy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna introduce the show, and then I'm gonna throw it to you guys, and y'all introduce your first and last name, your school, and then your class, and then we just gonna tap in.
All right, we good.
Good?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tap In with Tristan. We got a Facebook Live edition, Long Island Basketball History edition, and then this is going to be one that rings out. So my first guest is, I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Christopher Barber, coming out of Wyandanch, class of '07. Cameron Barber, Wyandanch, class of '08.
I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule, man, and being able to tap in with us, man. So I really want to be your platform, man, so you guys could tell your story, man, how this thing ring out for the people.
All right. Where we gonna start at?
We're
Where you
going to
wanna
start
start?
at, man. I want to hear some about the elementary years, man. I think we should go back, man. Y'all talk to me about what's going on in the elementary years as the young fellas, man. What we got going on?
Oh man, elementary years.
Yeah.
Uh, elementary years. I was like in third grade. I started like being bad. Like my mom going through shit that she going through, me seeing it.
Okay.
I ain't really care for school at that time.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? I see my mom struggling, working, 5 kids at the time. I ain't really care for school. I knew I was smart though. I ain't really care for school. I just wanted to make some money. So
Okay. So
I ain't really care for school.
even at third grade, you was looking to try to make some money, help mom
Yeah.
out.
I see my mom going through some things that I ain't really like, so I just got angry and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do." I
Okay.
just went to the streets, found some friends, and did some bad things that I may not regret, but it was some bad things.
I got you. So early in the game. What about you? What about you, Cam?
Oh no, I was just chilling. I didn't think about no sports.
What you said you was playing sports
Nah,
or
I wasn't. I
okay.
started playing sports when I moved back to Wyandanch. I lived in Brentwood.
Okay, y'all. Where, Chris? Where was you at this time?
I'm in
And
Brentwood. I'm in Brentwood, and I'm in Brentwood from third grade to fifth grade. But I got left back 1 year, so pretty much you say sixth grade. So it was from third grade to fifth grade, but I got left back 1 year out there.
okay, okay. So y'all dudes is doing y'all thing at this age. When did sports come into play for you guys?
I
Around what
moved back
age?
to Wyandanch 7, 8.
Seventh, eighth
Started
grade.
playing. Started no 7, 8 years old. We played PAL football for Wyandanch.
Okay, you playing PL football.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Then
Talk to me,
then
man.
middle school. We started playing for Team Underrated with Coach Dre.
Okay, okay. So it was more football, and then you slid into basketball a little bit later.
Yeah. Middle school.
First love was football for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, how'd y'all get involved with that? Because you said you wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't really into school or anything. Like, how'd you get
We
involved with
left
school?
we left Brentwood, moved in with
Oh,
my uncle,
okay.
and his friend was the football coaches, so he brought us to the football field.
What was that experience like when y'all first got involved with that?
And that was easy.
It was light.
Yeah.
What position was you guys playing at that early age, man?
I was a running back.
Okay. Chris, what you was playing, dude?
I'm a wide receiver. I
You was
played a little bit of quarterback, but I like wide receiver and the defensive end and outside linebacker.
Now, when you was playing at that early age, man, was that something y'all enjoyed doing, or it was just like it is what it is? I'm trying to go get some money still.
It was just for rec. That's rec. I ain't. That was something my uncle wanted us to do.
Okay, talk to me.
That's not something that we wanted to do. That was something my uncle wanted us to do because we was again troubled kids coming from somewhere else that we got taken away from my mom.
Oh, okay.
We got taken away from my mom. But our house got raided. Our house got raided, and my mom, we all youth, so my mom had to take the charges. So we went with our aunt, and when our aunt took us, they put us in sports, which was football. So that's how the football came upon. But football was easy for us. It was like we were just angry kids that just it was just contact, so we could just destroy whoever we feel like.
Okay.
It was just anger. So football was easy for us.
Okay, so y'all had an anger about what was going on in your environment and everything like that. So prior to football, y'all was kind of lashing out at other people. Would that be fair to say?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So now y'all got a avenue right here, but you still wouldn't consider yourself an athlete at that time.
No, I'm not an athlete because I was only doing athlete things for that 1 year. That was fifth grade, that 1 year. Once I got back with my mom in sixth grade, I met a friend. Well, it was really Cam's friend.
Okay.
Shout out to Baby D. Uh, Baby D was Cam's friend, and he showed me a block that was part of the game that I was used to. And when he showed me the block, I just never left it.
And what age are you right now, Kent? I mean, Chris, at this time,
I'm
Chris.
at what? The time that I'm
Yeah. Were
running
you?
around hustling?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in sixth grade at this time. In Wyandanch, I'm in sixth grade, but in Brentwood, I'm from the summer of third grade, starting fourth grade to fifth grade till I left and came to my aunt house, and I stopped it because they wasn't even a part of that lifestyle. But when I went back with my mom in sixth grade, that's when well, the summer of sixth grade, going into seventh, that's when I felt that block and I fell in love with it.
You fell in love with it. Hey, do me a favor if you can. can you push the phone back a little bit so both of y'all are in the screen? See if I could do that. We can see both you guys. Yeah. Audience or chat, tell me if that's better. Yeah, that's a lot better right there. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, man. So now we're in the middle school. Now, when we're in the middle school, we're in Wyandanch School District.
Yeah, we in Wyandanch School District. We came out here in fifth grade on North 10th Street. But then when my mom came and got us the following year, we moved to North 15th Street. North 15th Street is where I started my whole everything, like street life, like full throttle.
Full throttle.
Yeah, other than that, like before I was just a kid running around just figuring out how I could get money to buy my mom a house.
Okay, so that's on your mind now. Early in the game, you're like, man, I see my mom struggling, dealing with some things, house getting raided. I need to try to figure a way to get her a house.
Yeah, that was my whole thing, how to get my mom a house.
Okay, and Ken, what's your thought process this time, man? Early in the game,
As far as what? I
as
was
far as
chilling.
just whether it be sports, streets, schoolwork,
You know,
like what was on your mind at this age?
I didn't kill on the streets. I was just fighting all day.
You just fight. You felt like you was an angry young guy,
Just fighting all day.
just fighting all day. And then your uncle brought you over to play some football, and it was like a legal way for y'all to crash some skulls.
Well, you could say that. We could have went to boxing, but
That's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all had an opportunity for that too.
well, we didn't have we know how to fight, but we don't. We ain't.
Right. Y'all just put the hands. So I didn't know if anybody in there had a background and bring you to the boxing ring. So.
Oh no.
Okay, so we have football. So let's talk about the Wyandanch days, middle school, man. That like you said that you got involved with Coach Dre. Did you get involved with Coach Dre too, Cree?
Well, before Coach Dre, we had a guy named Torrance.
Okay.
There was a guy named Torrance, this fucking weirdo, and he was like a Knicks fan. This motherfucker was a Knicks fan like a motherfucker, and he was like a little basketball, little advocate running around with basketball tournaments. I started playing with him first, like doing things with him first, and
Okay.
then once I started getting in trouble, in middle school, because all he did, I came in half of fifth grade, I did sixth grade, and then I got kicked out from seventh grade all the way to 11th grade. That's when I came back to school in 11th grade. So when I got kicked in seventh grade, I got kicked out in the middle of a middle school season for whatever I did, and from there, that's when Dre had his AAU circuit, his little basketball team, and then Dre picked us up, and then that's from there we were just running with Dre forever.
Okay. All right. So did you play with the other dude too, the Knicks fan, Ken? Y'all both play with them?
Yeah, I played for um, Project Hoops first with Faye,
Yep.
and then I played with Dre.
So when y'all crossed over from football to basketball, what's the thought process like? You know what I'm
That was
saying?
just because our friends was doing it. That was just recreations because our friends was doing it. So we just went with our friends because our friends was there. We was like moving in one. So whatever our friends did, we did. Whatever we did, our friends did. So whatever that
Yeah.
was something our friends liked it.
So y'all was moving as a unit, so it was recreation for you guys, but y'all not thinking much of it. Fair
I'm
to say.
thinking about how to make the next dollar to get my mom a crib.
That stayed at the forefront of your mind,
That's it. Whatever I had to do to protect my brothers and sisters and get my mom a crib, that's what I was willing to do.
regardless. Okay, I appreciate that transparency. And Cam, you're like, listen, man, like this is something that we all gonna do, but you still like fighting people at this age.
Pretty much.
Where was that anger coming from, Cam?
It was just fun to me.
It was a hobby.
That's it.
Keeping it 100. It was a hobby for you. So you guys had a reputation in Wyandanch, like when at that age, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody kind of knew you and your crew at the time.
I ain't gonna say no me. It was a crew. We ran out as units, so I'm not gonna take credit, and he not gonna take credit. So we're gonna say we moved as one. So
Yeah.
it was our friends and families that we got. You know, we came out here. So the friends that we had were already lived out here. So they already had whatever they had going on. We just joined forces with them. That was all
Right.
that was.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So y'all was moving together, and everybody knew what was up.
We ain't gonna say everybody, just that whatever happened happened at that moment. We all men, whatever
Right.
somebody wanted to do, we was willing to do it. Win
Right.
or lose, it's part of life.
Right. Handle it. Handle it. So let's talk about these middle school years. Like, let's talk about when we start getting involved with Dre, with Coach Dre. What's that moment like? Do you remember like meeting him for the first time and everything like that? What was that energy?
Dre is our family. Dre is our family, our
Amazing.
cousin. So it's more so a little different. Like Dre, our family on my dad's side, so we didn't know too much about dad's side. Then once we start filling out who our dad's side is, that's when everything started coming into fruition and coming into play of how we gonna figure what's going on. But at the end of the day, like I said, when Dre called us, I was ready in too deep of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I didn't really care too much for sports. I just wanted to get to a corner to where I know I can make some money to get my mom or pay these bills for my mom.
Okay. Okay. So he was already family, but when he came in, you was already locked in to the mentality that you was locked into.
Yeah, I didn't. It was already set in stone. So we going to basketball games. I'm going right back to that corner. Before
Immediately.
basketball games, I'm already on the corner. So
Yo, so that's what it was. And what about for you, Ken? When you was playing your basketball and everything like that, was you moving like that too?
Yeah, before Dre pick us up from probably the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and we come back a week later. We going right back.
Going right back. Going right back. Okay. Okay. So we got Dre. He got this basketball team. Are y'all still playing football at the end, like towards the end of
I played
junior high?
two. I played 2 years of football, and then I played for team Project Hoops, and then it was stopped after that. Then when I got to ninth grade, I've been with Dre since.
Okay. Let's talk about these high school years, man, because now y'all slide in there. Creed mentioned that from 7th to 11th grade, you know what I'm saying, he was out of school. So let's talk about that situation right there. When did you kind of get back in the mix with the basketball and Wyandanch High School?
I came back my 11th grade year. I was suspended all high school.
You suspended all high school.
Yeah, except for my 11th grade year. That 1 year I played.
And then same with you, Creed. When did you get back in the fold? When did you put the Wyandanch uniform in high school?
well, I had to go through a loop. I had to go through obstacles to get back into school. Period.
Talk to me.
So I have a lot of issues with authority. So I used to get kicked out of school for everything. They used to kick me out and expel me for 190 days. So from seventh grade, I got kicked out. Eighth grade, I got kicked out. Ninth grade, I got 10th grade. When I came back, I had to go to Deer Park. Dre put me in Deer Park 'cause I was already on the AAU team,
Okay.
traveling on the AAU team circuit through those years.
Yup.
When Dre picked us up, we traveling AAU circuit.
Yup.
So Dre was trying to get me in school. I had a bad transcript because of what I was doing in Wyandanch about inciting riots, and they trying to say that we had guns in school and metal detectors and all this wild crazy stuff. So they expelled us out of school.
Wow.
So they
Okay.
expelled me for they pretty much expelled me for my whole 4 years of high school. So what Dre tried to do was he
Wow.
put me in Deer Park School. He put me in Deer Park School.
Right.
When Dre put me in Deer Park School. Deer Park fat ass coach thought I was the worst player ever.
Really.
Yeah, he thought I was, cause I'm very nonchalant. I'm very like
Yeah.
I just listen. You feel what I'm saying? So you tell me
Yup.
what to do, I go do it, and I'm gonna do it my way though. You feel what I'm saying? My
Yup.
fashion, make it
Yup.
more exciting. So he never he was like by the book, so he felt like seniors play 11 like shit like that. I ain't really jack that. I go for talent. So he used to
Facts.
sit me at the end of the bench. So summer league, he sat me at the end of the bench, never played me.
Wow.
So I felt the way. So he tried this Thanksgiving, he tried to tell me like I got to do two-a-days. At this time, I got a kid. At the time, I got a
O-
kid.
Okay.
So
Okay.
either I'm gonna come during the morning time, or I'm gonna come after. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving. He wanted me to come 2 times. I wasn't coming, so I went to one. But when I went to him, he thought I was a kid, like a little white boy from his school that he could just talk to or grab up.
Right.
And he grabbed my shirt.
Oh,
He was grabbing my shirt, like talking to me like a kid.
talk to you crazy.
And you know, I'm from somewhere where you don't touch me if you ain't my parents. You feel
Yeah.
me? So I flipped out. We got into altercation, and I called Dre. I'm like, yo, listen, this is what happened. You got to hurry up and get me out of here before I get expelled.
Right.
So Dre did what he did, got me out of there, transferred me back to Wyandanch. When he transferred me to Wyandanch didn't. I don't know what was said behind the tables because I wasn't there, but Wyandanch didn't want me back in their school district at all.
Really?
Now they didn't want me back at their school district at all. So what they did was they put me in Wilson Tech BOCES
Okay.
all day,
All day.
all day. But being from the streets, we had, you know, issues with other people in other neighborhoods. So they was going to Tech too. They was in school too.
Yeah, you
So
could come
Tech
from a
was half
couple
a
of
day.
different
Yeah.
schools and go there,
So
right?
we there all day. We
Okay.
there all day because we in this program for high schoolers. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? That they started for all these gang members around these schools, and they just threw us in this program where all these bad kids is just going at each other. So a riot happened,
Oh,
and
wow.
and then you know I was getting homeschooled,
Okay.
and then homeschool went to the school and lied and said that they saw something on TV that they wasn't supposed to saw that, so they kicked me out of tutoring.
Oh man, so you got a lot going on, dude. Do you feel like it was stacked up against you and they was being a little bit too harsh on it instead of trying to like really talk to you and see what's up, but they were just like, yo, real quick, and then mark your paper and then just red mark after red mark. Nobody really want to deal with you type stuff?
Well, the street shit ended up going into the school,
Yeah,
so you can't control that.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? These is regular human beings. They not licensed or security guards, so what they know what they doing. They regular people. So
yeah.
it led into the school to where the school had to get involved and law enforcement had to get involved. So they
Right,
had no other choice to feel like me and my friends was the problem.
right.
So they kicked all of us out.
What do you think going back, do you think that it was too harsh for them to do that?
I'm saying at that time I didn't give a fuck. That was their decision.
Yeah,
That gave me more time to be on the corner and make more
I-
money.
and do my thing.
Yeah, I didn't really care.
Ken, what's your situation around this time when Creed's going through that, man? What's going on with you in those years?
Same thing. I got suspended every year. All I played was AAU basketball, and then my 11th grade year, they let me play 1 year.
So, all right, so this is a lot to unpack, man. They're like, yo, you guys stay over there. How did we, and who kind of helped you to be able to get in uniform finally? Who helped you do that, and how did that happen?
Who,
Because
me
it's
or
not
him?
like Wyandanch didn't even want you in the school, fellas.
Who, me or him?
Oh, you go first, Cree.
Dre got me there because Dre put me in Deer Park. So with Dre knew what he was doing because before I got expelled out of school, Dre transferred me back into Wyandanch, and that was the only school. Because before that, Dre took us to go play Danny Green and motherfucking Rashad Green, and they don't want to expose what really happened. You know what I mean, on that 2-on-2.
What
You see
happened?
what I'm
Talk to me.
saying?
What
They really
happened?
don't want to know what's happened that
Now,
two
hey,
on two.
listen. Hey,
You
this
see what
is
I'm
your
saying? So
platform right now. What happened?
it
What
just it
happened?
just know that me and my brother, if we didn't have those transcripts behind us, we didn't have those bad things behind us on them transcripts from them schools saying that we was doing bad things with them riots and all that other weird funny shit, which Wanders put that out there, we would have had that starting position at St. Mary's over those two brothers.
Okay,
Just know that.
okay. So St. Mary's was actually in the mix.
Dre took us there for that.
Talk to me about that situation because I mean that right there is
Uh,
a different type of look. You being at a
Dre
private school, St.
Dre
Mary's.
believed in us. Dre saw something in us that we didn't. So Dre felt that when we was on the circuit and we was playing some top names,
Yup.
Dre felt that like we was the top coming out of Long Island.
Right.
So Dre wanted us to play whoever was the top. So he was taking us to these little workouts, playing these plays, and he was doing it. Some players didn't want to play us 2-on-2. Some players wanted to play scrimmages, and you know what I mean, because they didn't want to expose their talent. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
But Dre wanted that. Dre wanted that because
He was looking
it
for the
wasn't that
smoke.
we was it wasn't that we was the best players and the nicest players. It was that we was just players from the projects that had no heart. That we just felt like anything in front of us gotta die. You
Yup.
feel what I'm saying? So we wasn't scared of nobody. We wasn't scared to like fight. We wasn't scared to get attacked. We wasn't scared to get ejected. So it was like, however we was coming with that street mentality. Like, if you do something, best believe you know we got 100 niggas in the crowd that's gonna tear you up when you leave out of here.
Facts.
So it wasn't just based off of talent. It was based off of what we had around us also.
Yeah. So y'all was
After
going
point
in.
system.
So y'all was going in there fearless. That's fair to say, Cam. Y'all that's valid.
Yeah, I played against all the top players in the country.
Talk to me. Talk to
I
me.
played
What's that?
against
What's that
Lance. I
experience
played
like?
against Kimba. I played against Dominique Cheeks. I did me.
You was doing you?
I gave Lance one game, 28. Next game I played him in Gertz, I gave him 30. I played against the Gauchos,
Yeah.
28. I did me.
So y'all playing against the guys. These are big time names. Who taught y'all how to play basketball, bro? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all
Nobody.
kind of, huh?
Yeah, that's how to play
Nobody.
basketball.
Yeah, talk to me.
Nobody taught me.
It's just talent. It's
It's
just
just
skill.
talent.
Nobody taught us anything.
Nobody taught y'all anything. This is
Nah.
fascinating, bro. So y'all was just out there just doing y'all, figuring it out with all heart, and y'all knew what was going on. Like,
We
listen,
didn't know what was going on. We're not gonna say we knew what was
yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
I didn't mean to say that.
We was just
I meant to say, listen, y'all ready for whatever that will go on, right? Y'all didn't understand the basketball world. That's not what y'all was. Y'all don't even
yeah.
know.
We didn't understand nothing about that basketball world. We didn't understand. My idol was Iverson. I didn't believe in practice. I didn't believe it. Nothing with practice. Yeah, it was practice wasn't my. Iverson was my idol, but Michael Jordan was my everything. I
That
wore
makes
23
sense.
because of Michael Jordan, and I wore my clothes because of Iverson. I wore the braids because of Iverson.
Yeah.
Everything was Iverson.
So when did you tap in with that? Because you know what I'm saying, you was moving and grooving on the streets. When did you even start checking in on Iverson for the basketball thing?
You know, growing up, you know, your family always watched basketball, but that's
Okay.
not something that intrigued me. That's not something that had me saying I want to be a basketball player. And then I got a cousin, Gmo. That motherfucker, he think he a basketball fucking everything. So he said when we lived with him, he used to always thought he was a basketball player because he used to play for varsity and Brentwood and fucking Wyandanch. And so he used to always like try to get his talent off on us. And it was just that's how it was, just playing with our backyard, playing each
Yeah.
other and just, you know what I mean, bullying each other, just, you know what I mean, going at each other. So just think about it. If you could go at your brother or your cousin like an enemy, just imagine somebody that's not related to you, what you could do to them.
Facts. That's valid too, Cam. Y'all was just gonna have sharpen y'all skills against each other.
Yeah, basically.
That's it. This is fascinating. So y'all dudes was playing on a high level with really no basketball background. Really, y'all in the streets getting money, trying to help mom out, and obstacle after obstacle. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the school, and y'all still finding ways to play at a high level. It's real fascinating, bro. Not this is an amazing story. So let's talk about, because the St. Mary's thing didn't happen. What happened? How did that door close? Because I'm sure Dre would have took a look at that. Do you remember how that closed? And then we'll talk about.
I believe nobody wanted to accept us in a school because of the package that we came outside of school. They didn't want to deal with the outside controversy that were outside of school. So I believe it was that they didn't want us to go to their school because of what Wyandanch school was giving, and was pushing the narrative of who we was.
Got you.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like a lot of our opportunities with other schools, because we went to North Babylon, we scrimmaged him, North Babylon wanted us. It was a few schools that wanted us, but they felt like if we come over here, they're going to bring that type of trouble over here to the school. We don't want that. So the trouble stopped us from going to a lot of different areas and places of schools.
Okay. Yeah. I could see what you're saying. They're like, man, this is too much baggage to come with these guys. Too much of a risk.
And you got to think about it, we had no grades. We wasn't even in school. So for you to just produce a kid that just offer pure talent, and then you looking at it like, hold on, why they been kicked out of school for so long? Hold on. Oh, this. Now we can't deal with no type of things like that. These kids is reckless. So I believe it was in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Cam, when you was hooping against these guys at a high level, man, what was your thought process that, man? Are you still just treating it like rec, or you guys looking and started? Well, you still didn't know, but they carved out career paths with basketball and sports and stuff like that. And you was talking about you getting to the money. Did that ever cross your mind at all? Yo, I'm cooking out here. there might be some money in my future doing this.
Yeah, hell yeah. After a while, yeah.
When was that? You said after a while. So around what age when did that start clicking? Because you cooking right now. You cooking. When did that start clicking? Like, hold up.
I was like 16.
Okay. What about you, Cree?
All right, so look, all right, growing up, he was a better basketball player than me
Okay.
growing up, and he's still a better basketball player than me now because
Okay.
he could play four positions and only could play one. So he played on better teams than me with better players than me.
Okay.
I stayed with Dre the whole time
Okay.
while he was getting other looks and things like that.
Okay.
So I never took basketball ever seriously because I knew that my mom needed money for bills and I wanted to get my mom out the hood. So I knew like, all right, we're gonna go get this game, but I gotta go home to my mom and make sure that she's good tonight. We gotta make sure we eating tonight.
Wow.
You
So
know.
so having that thought process, a very mature thought process. You said you've been having this since like 3 years old, third grade, since
Yeah,
like
third
third
grade.
grade type stuff. Like,
Yeah.
was it like almost automatic, or did you feel like a pressure? Did you feel like that was heavy on you? You feel me?
What?
Like knowing that I gotta help. You know what I'm saying?
No,
For a young
because
man that
it wasn't something that somebody said I had to do. It's something that I took on myself.
got you.
I just my mom used to be abused and she had a young boyfriend at the time. So
Wow.
I just felt like I want to kill that motherfucker. I want to kill that nigga. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and then I had an older brother like my older brother like that was like my superhero. Like he was like we had no dad growing up. You feel me? I can't remember my dad was ever around. So my brother
Right.
was like my superhero and shit. So whatever he told me to do, I did it. And you know that guy that my mom was with, he taught me the game. Like he used to bring me around. Like at first, I was just like the package holder. Like he would just take me uptown, and I just hold the package and bring it back for him.
Right.
Like I was a kid, I didn't know what was in the bag or nothing. I used to take it till one day we broke down on the bridge, and he had to tell my mom. He had to tell my mom what was going on because he had those things in the
Yeah.
fucking bag.
And y'all broke down, so he had to
No,
say
the
something.
tire flat. The tire came off. Like came
Okay.
off. Like came off. Like and
Off.
then like from there it was exposed to my mom to like what it was and it was and like I said, my mom was a hardworking woman. She would come home and do motherly things, but she always had two jobs going to like she was just doing too much, but she was really never around to like parent us, but she was there to parent us like
Right.
in a sense
Yeah.
because
So
she
you.
always made it, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, her mean. So I felt like when I kept seeing that and like oh, hold on, like you know what I'm saying? It's like hold on. Then I got in trouble in fourth grade. I went to jail in fourth grade for a crime that I never did.
Whoa.
You know, my brother, you know what I mean, was another, you know what I mean, he changed his life now, but he was a bad kid and he did something and we look alike. So they charged me with it. And
Wow.
at the time, my brother was on probation. So, you know, I fought the case for him and, you know, like that. And then I came home and got hit by a car. I got hit by
Wow.
a car, you know.
This is OD. How much older is he than you, Cree?
He about 4 years.
Now Cam, at this time, man, are you thinking about that too, man? Like, man, we gotta help mom out, man. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that was on
That was all
him.
you.
He wanted to be in the streets.
Right.
I got in the streets after.
Right. And then that's when you was fighting dudes and everything.
I've been fighting.
He was fighting from early in the game.
Yeah. The streets I got in after high school, basically my 12th grade year.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about us inside of the Wyandanch uniform, because y'all did some amazing things. How did that happen? And let's talk about it from your experience. You actually was able to put the uniform on, right? Now basketball is like a part of your world. You're playing some AAU.
Not my
I
world.
got this thing situated. Talk to me about that.
That's not part of my world. That was just recreation. That wasn't
It's
part of
still
my world.
recreation for you.
Huh?
It's still recreation for you.
Yeah, still you gotta look at it like this, right? I see my mom go through much shit and
Yeah.
I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, we gotta make her proud. So
Yes.
if that's what made her proud at that time, we was doing it. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? We was
Right.
doing it, but we still had the mindset of listen, we still got to go home and pay these motherfucking bills. There's 6 of us in this crib. You feel what I'm
Okay.
saying? There's 6 of us. So like, and there's only one female. And we grown at the time, so we got to go in high school. It's but
Right.
she could do. It's not much money that she could make at her job if she don't got a career job.
Right.
And my mom at that time when we was in high school, she really didn't care for working. We didn't really care for her working anyway. You feel what I'm saying? We was on Section 8, shit like that, and we
Yes.
was dealing. We was out there doing what we doing. We jerking the system, getting we could get out the system, and so we could do what we do. But I started falling victim to the system. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I started falling victim to the street life. You feel what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
started playing basketball because I was already in the streets already doing bad things, right?
Yup.
I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas. I was on probation, and I violated probation 26 times in 1 month. So they wanted to put me in jail. I had a basketball game on AAU in Vegas Invitational that Dre. I was with Dre, and I went there. We was there for 2 weeks. They was there for 2 weeks. I had to come back and turn myself in to do the time for the violation of probation, and I wanted to get off probation. So I told them just give me whatever time you could do just to get me off that shit. I don't want to be on that shit.
Wow. So you had to leave Vegas, big time tournament, to come back, turn yourself in.
Yeah, and then the same judge that sentenced me to that time, Dre and my family had so many character letters about sports because of my AAU circuit that they thought I didn't care for the sports. I just cared to get home and get some more money. But they
Yes.
sent so many character letters that the judge believed that I was a talented player. So the judge releases me and say like, you have to play a sport. You feel what I'm saying? If I don't play a sport, I have to come back to jail.
Oh, okay. So this was a part of the deal too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got to
so
stay. I got to stay playing.
So
Wow.
I didn't care about going to jail. I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Like I didn't care about that part. But it was just the point of, do my mom want me back in these type of situations, and can
Right.
I provide for my mom in these situations?
Right.
So I said, fuck, I'm just gonna do this, and I still could go to the street after I do this or before I go play these games. I wasn't in school, so I didn't really care too much about school, like I said. So I'm saying, so it was like, it
Okay.
was just,
Okay. Okay. So let me. So you guys are not in school, but you're in Wyandanch uniform. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
Cam, talk to me about how that goes
yeah.
because that's different. What's
I
how does that
they
work?
they had me come in right for the games and do
A
like a
gym
package for
package.
like a gym so I
Gym
could
class.
play. Yeah, so I could play. So
Pull up that
every time we had a game, Coach McLeod would have a booklet for me just to complete right for the game. I come straight from home.
You coming straight from home.
Yeah.
Y'all not doing the homeschool. Y'all not in the Wilson Tech. None of
No,
that.
Well, I'm at this time.
I got kicked
At
out
this
for
time, they got
riot.
me in adult GED. They got me in adult GED because I got kicked out of everything else besides adult GED.
So is that like a night school type of a thing? Do you go in or
No,
you going
it
during
was
the day?
daytime. It was during the
Daytime
day,
zone?
but it was during the day, but it was everybody that was grown as a motherfucker.
Grown ups. Full
Yeah,
grown
like
ups.
all the high school GED was on the other side of the building, and like all
Yep.
the grown ups that couldn't be with the high school GED, they had them on the other side in the cafeteria, and that's where they put me at because they didn't want me around students.
So you wasn't even able to be around the students. You was chilling at home, come take a gym class, and then y'all get suited up and then go cook.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that year, dude.
It's
'Cause
so crazy. It's so crazy because we was never in school. We was never in school when we graduated middle school to high school. We got kicked out from seventh grade to 11th grade. So how we
yeah,
graduated eighth grade? They just moved us up to ninth grade because they didn't want us in the middle school.
they just said, yo, we passed you by
They
default.
called us one day. They called us one day and said, "Yo, hurry up, come down here. Y'all graduating. Come, we got y'all diploma and y'all whatever cap and gown." And we just went up there and graduated.
Yo, this is that word. That's what happened, Cam.
Yeah. I was home.
You was home. They said, just pull up, man. We got your cap and gown. Y'all
Yeah,
moving on.
that was eighth grade.
Eighth grade.
Ninth grade, I got kicked out the first week. I got kicked out ninth grade. 10th grade, I got kicked out. And then 11th grade, they let me come back just to play.
Just to play.
Yeah, just to play.
Was you cooking?
Yeah, triple double.
Yo, this is one of the wildest stories. Okay, I'm trying to process this. So y'all just not in school, but y'all in Wyandanch uniform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many people know this, fellas?
everybody.
Uh, everybody that was around that knew where we was going because we ran around with a crew
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. So like our crew was in the same like I was the only one out of my crew that was in like the GED. Everybody else was in like the high school the high school program, not the high school GED, the high school program.
Okay.
And then a riot came out, and then everybody got kicked out, and they put me, since I was on the basketball team, they put me in the adult GED so I could have some type of schooling. But in the adult GED, I wasn't taking the GED class. I was just using a math, a physical packet, a gym packet there, just to make it like I was in school. But I didn't do nothing.
Oh my goodness. So there was so nobody even checked in. They just was like, yo, y'all Wyandanch students, we good to go. But the whole, pretty much the infrastructure of Wyandanch knew what it was.
Yeah,
And y'all was handling business out there.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So the opponents, like your opponents, nobody knew nothing.
Nah.
Well, my 11th grade year, after I went to the States and won, Deer Park came after me and tried to take all my chips and MVPs and everything from me because they tried to say that I played a league game for them, and I never played a league game for them.
Okay, tell me about that. Like, so, okay, well, are y'all both in 11th grade at this time, or you in?
I
Well,
didn't play
he
that
didn't
first
play that.
year.
He
They
didn't
didn't
play
want
my
to let me.
first year.
Okay,
He didn't
okay,
play
you
my
didn't play
first
that
year.
year.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
played
I
my
was
second year.
Okay,
Yeah,
so tell me about that one, and then we're gonna slide into the year when y'all both was playing.
All right. So remember when I told you in the beginning that Dre put me in Deer Park
I do,
and I did the summer league.
I do.
So I never played. I had a jersey on, but I never played. I was on that roster, but I never got in the game.
You never
So
really got
like
any.
like I said, they thought I was the worst player.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
So now when out of nowhere, because like I said, I'm on the AAU circuit. Only my friends and family know what I'm doing in the AAU world. They know what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? But like Long Island and like section, like the high school shit, they don't really know because I'm just traveling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So when I went to the States and I got Long Island, I mean not Long Island, Suffolk County MVP,
right.
Deer Park came after me and tried to make it like I played for them, and I forgot their coach name, McCarthy, fat motherfucker.
Yeah, I think
He
that's
felt
it.
the way because his team ain't do as well, so he
And he
tried to
messed
come
up. He
after
came
us.
at you sideways, and you actually was a good player, the top player
Yeah,
out there, and
yeah, but
you tried to hate, huh?
yeah, I don't know if it was hate or if it was just his structure of how he played his role of being a coach, but
Right.
I guess he didn't see what others knew.
But once he did see you cooking, he said, "Hold up, man. Hold on a second."
It was a mistake. It was a mistake, which a lot of schools made a mistake because a lot of schools didn't want me.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so and then once they realized like who's this guy, and you know, that's when all the blackballing started coming out when Deer Park started that funny weird shit.
And you told me early in the game you was doing good in school. You was a good student.
Yeah, I'm close to a straight A student.
You're close to a straight A student, man. But your
Yeah.
mind was on other stuff, and then they started to, you know what I'm saying, you started getting a record, and it was like, now, get him out of here. So,
Well, I've been school is easy for me when it comes to learning, and because I'm a very observant and you know what I mean,
right,
very attentive person. So
right,
that was easy to pass. So me learning wasn't hard. It was just me being around people. I don't like how people talk. I'm an introvert, so I like
right.
to be alone. So when I hear people talk, I be just looking at them like. And some people think they tough, and some people think they this and that. That I'm like, damn, nigga, I could try you. Or it was just
Right.
things like that was going in my brain because I had so much anger from other things that I just wanted to try everybody. I just wanted to try and see what like.
Let me see what's
So
good.
school wasn't really for me in that sense because I couldn't really be around people. You put me by myself, I'd probably be a straight A student, a high honor roll student. But when you put me around people, I start getting irritated around them, and that was my problem in school. I get irritated with, and I got a problem with law enforcement because my family on my pop's side always been in jail, and we've always been ratted on. So I
Yup.
always had a problem with people telling me what to do if you're not my family.
Got you.
So
I
that was my
got you.
thing with school.
And Cam, at this time, you wasn't playing, but was you able to go and watch the games and all that?
I traveled to every game with them. I was supposed to play,
What
but
happened then?
Michelle said he didn't want me taking nobody's position, so I couldn't play that year.
How'd you feel about that?
I was tight.
Okay, so you was traveling, they was cooking. You're like, man, I'm supposed to be out here with it.
Hmm.
Okay, but then we had this. All right, congratulations, Cree, on winning Suffolk County Player of the Year, and then even getting that LIC and all that type of stuff. Are you even recognizing what that is, or you just like thank you and move on?
Well, I know what most valuable player is because I've been the most valuable player my whole life. So when
Right.
they gave me that award, it was just, you know what I mean, I knew I was, you know what I mean, a highlight, but I didn't really care for that. Like, I'm gonna keep stressing it. I didn't care. Like when I got that, like you got to think about it. That in my 11th grade year, I don't really believe anybody got awards that year. You know what I'm saying? Besides, like, that's selective, not probably like less than a handful of people got awards that year. So
Right.
I didn't really care because y'all parents was all there. I see moms and dads and all that, and know what I mean, everybody looking, know what I mean, this, that, and the third, and I just got my mom, and I got the judge with me, and I got Dre with me, so he's looking at it like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna kill these niggas the next time I see these niggas around, because these niggas' families is too perfect. Mine's ain't.
Okay. So you lock that in. Next time I see you, it's on.
Yeah, it was pain. That's all it was. I was just pain.
It was pain. Okay. 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 So let's slide into the year when you guys are both able to play on the court, man. What's that like? You know what I'm saying? Y'all still looking at it like recreation. But are both of you still looking at it like recreation? But again, at least you get to play with your bro.
Yeah, I'm playing with them, but my mom's still struggling.
Right. Right. That's not changing. So priority one is still priority one.
Yeah, my mom's still struggling.
Right.
This is some shit to get my mom smiling on her face and screaming and something to give her proud about, so she ain't got to worry about the bills.
Got you. I got you. I got you. So how did that season go, man? Like just being able to balance. Now it's a balancing act type thing.
I'm saying like my little bro, like we've been playing together we've been together, not even playing together. We've been together for our whole life. So it's like when he got on the court with me, it was just like, yo, bro, this what we doing, bro. Yo, bro, listen, the year before this, nigga, I was getting paid, nigga. So this what you gonna do, nigga. I'm gonna get you paid, nigga. This how we gonna collect some money, nigga. So we gonna go back to the crib, nigga. Give mommy this, nigga, and we gonna go to the block and get that. And you know what I mean? Like that's what we was banking on. We was banking on that money. Like I was banking on that money, nigga. You told me to go score 30 points, nigga. I'm going to score 30. How much you gonna give me?
Okay, so there's money involved with the game.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of money.
A lot of money was being moved for
Yeah.
for the stats.
I don't know what I didn't know what I didn't give a fuck what it was for. You told me you're gonna give me some money, nigga. I'm gonna go do what you asked me to go do.
And you locking in.
That was it. And every stat, like every stat was money. If I took listen, I'm a guard. So if I took a charge, like I need 100 or better to take a charge because I'm not supposed to be down there in the paint anyway.
I'm not taking the charge. I need 100 or better.
You feel what I'm saying? So if I take two charges, that's 200. I scored 30. Give me, you know what I mean? The numbers was good where I was, and I had a kid at the time too. I had a kid at 17, so I'm
Okay.
also taking care of a kid
So you got
at the
mom and
time.
the kid.
I'm also taking a kid. I got a kid too, so
Okay. Okay.
that's what I got to worry about.
And to be honest, fellas, I seen you guys in person that year y'all was playing together at Amityville High School.
Yeah, they jerked us over there. They did some foul shit in Amityville though.
I
Shout out
see.
to shout out to the players, but they did some foul shit to win that game.
It was controversial with the ref. Am I right?
No, ain't no mother. It wasn't no
That ref
ref shit.
cheated.
It was the ref that cheated, and then first of all, they try to the actual game itself was
You
supposed
gotta
to
help
be
me
an
out.
hour gym. It was supposed to
Say
be
that
an
again.
hour gym. They
Okay,
used
talk to
some
me.
they used some cop shit. They used some cop shit saying that the gym wasn't enough cops and all this way of crazy. But the true story was they center was injured. Frank was injured. They center was injured, and they didn't
Who?
want to play without him.
Amityville?
Fred.
Fred was injured,
Fred
and they didn't
Fred
want to play
Jeter.
without him.
Fred Jeter.
Yeah, they didn't want to play without him because he
Okay,
was
so that's
injured
what
at
happened.
that time. So they pushed it back a month, but they used the excuse that some security with the police shit, it wasn't enough officers, some crazy wild shit. So they pushed it back a whole
Okay.
month of some crazy shit.
Okay.
Played in that small ass, hot ass gym where you step on the side 3 pointer, you stepping out of bounds. It's like you got to be on your tippy toes to even shoot a three.
Amityville
Then
do?
they hired the refs. Then they hired a ref that's stone cold high. I was ready to knock him out because he's high. He's high doing wild. It was a paid game. They know what they did.
It was a paid game?
They know what they did. It was a paid game. They paid them. They paid them refs unbelievable money to call these calls. Like I'm
Okay.
unstoppable. Ray know that. Drew know that. You know what I'm saying? Ray and Drew know what happened. You
Hey,
know
that
what I'm
was my
saying?
that was my first encounter seeing you guys out there, man, and y'all was box office. I remember, I think off the tap. I don't remember. You might have jumped the tap, Cam. I can't remember if you was jumping jump ball. Um,
I had 28, uh, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists.
The game is a little hazy for me, to be honest. But the thing I do remember off the tap, I think it was you. You tapped it to him, and Kreese surveyed the defense. He might have took one or two dribbles and shot the joint from like 2 steps in front of half court. And I
Yeah,
said, okay,
because
this is what we're doing.
yeah, that's because Ray and Drew, those my boys.
Yeah,
They
those are
like
the guys.
they was talking a lot before the pregame. You know what I'm
They
saying?
were.
Before
They
the
were talking to
pregame,
you.
till the game came up, and all of that. But when the
Okay.
game came up, they folded. They made an excuse because we knew that they center was injured and we was going to destroy them. We was going to destroy them, and so they hired some referees that was smoked out, eyes bloodshot red, drooling, dehydrated, mouth white. Tyrone Bigham's in the face, and then he telling, I mean, calling calls and all type of wild, crazy. So they won. I give them that they won, but they know they can't check us.
Okay. Okay. I see. I appreciate the real. I didn't know that the game was pushed back. See, because I just pulled up. You know what I'm saying? As an alumni, and I just wanted to see what's going on. I heard a lot about you guys, man. You guys was definitely box office cooking out there, man. So salute to you guys. So how does this year finish up, man? With you two guys on the court, and then what's going on next?
Again, we still in the streets the whole time. We in the streets the whole time,
Yeah.
like the whole time we in the streets. So while we in school, we still doing street things, and we still in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? We still in trouble. Me personally, I'm fighting. I'm fighting cases, and you know, little bro, that's my little bro. We twins, so whatever I do, he do. Whatever I get charged with, he may get charged with. So we still doing. Know what I mean, and when the season ended, when we lost, they got paid. What I mean, Malvern
Talk,
got paid.
talk to me on how it ended, because I don't know how it ended with that year.
What, my senior year or
Was
my
that your
lemon?
senior? That was your
My
senior
last,
year. Yeah, your
That's
senior
the
year.
senior year.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
how'd that
senior
happen,
year,
bro?
we lost to Malvern. You know
Ooh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
In the Long Island Championship.
Yeah, we lost to Malvern.
What was that? What was that experience, man?
I already been there, so it was just like another day of, I mean, in the jungle. So I didn't really, I mean, I was just ready to go kill, but I just wanted my little brother to experience the life that I just experienced. So I wanted him to shine more than me. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And he had a vendetta against a player. You feel what I'm saying? That I wanted him to shine. You feel what I'm saying? But it didn't end as we wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother got emotional and he got, too physical. And forgot that this is, under the whistle basketball, and
Yeah.
this is not street basketball where we could,
You can get a
take
little bit
very
more physical.
sensitive. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that wasn't even about the physicalness. It was more so like it escalated to where it was about to be like a fight, to where like the referee kept on getting in between them. Like the
Gotcha.
referee saw too much tension, so the referee and my brother IQ of being smart about like Greg Lott. I shout out to Greg Lott because that's what my brother was guarding at the time. Greg Lott was smarter than him in the sense of he knew that Cam was emotional and under the stress of he wanted to hurt him. So Greg Lott used techniques to where he was giving Cam easy fouls where the ref wasn't supposed to call it, but the ref just called it because of it looked like a foul. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And it was like, and my brother wasn't never under that type of pressure, so he used to react crazy where he called a tech and things
Yeah.
like that. And I didn't care about winning or losing. I just cared for my brother to, to get the experience. And if we was going to do what we do at the end of the game, we was going to do it.
Is that valid, Cam? Talk to me about that game. Do you remember that whole situation with Good Lot?
Nah, it was just a tough game. That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, so this is the last time you guys played in the Wyandanch uniform together. Is that fair?
Yeah, I couldn't play my last year.
What happened there, Cam?
Somebody from the school said my eligibility was up, put in the papers, so they didn't let me play. I never fought it. I just stopped going to school.
So like an administrator stepped in and said he's not eligible anymore.
A counselor went to the news and did it.
Oh wow.
We
Okay.
believe we believe somebody went behind our back and told them that he had 5 years, which he never spent 5 years. And then the counselors went behind his back and exposed it to the public, and then he couldn't go.
Then
It
they
was
couldn't go. Y'all been up against it your whole school career.
basically.
yeah.
I
Oh my
should have left.
bro. Okay, so what's next now? You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't play last year. You know what I'm saying? Like Creed, you put up big numbers, right? And I'm sure there's somebody that will want you to come at a play at a prep school or JUCO, or are you even thinking about that? Like your transcript is
Dre,
was
well,
wild.
Dre was more so thinking for me. Again, I didn't care for the business. I didn't care for none of that. It was more so Dre thinking that. And I got my uncle Gary was that was GMO pops. My uncle Gary, he knew more. He wanted me to push to go to schools and things like that. He was more of one of my like biggest fans and things like
Yeah.
that. So when they knew it, I didn't know it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know it. They knew it. So Dre tried to put me in prep school. When Dre tried to my senior year, I had no grades. Again, we wasn't in school, so whatever Dre was trying to do, he was just trying to better my situation, and I wanted my brother to come with me. So whatever, it was a package deal, however
Package
it went.
deal.
Yeah, however it went. So Dre was trying to get me in prep, and at this time, we thinking that Cam got another year of high school. We thinking that Cam got another year of high school, and I'm gonna go to prep. And then when
Yep.
Cam's done, because Cam is a triple double, I mean, walking motherfucking machine. So I knew his stats would have got him to wherever he wanted to go. You feel what I'm saying? So Dre wanted me to go to prep. When Dre put me in the Dre had this prep school lined up for me in Jersey, I believe.
Okay.
And they didn't want me to leak. They didn't want Dre or anybody to leak the school because of what they was going to do for me to get me there because I had no grades, no nothing because I was never in school. So
Right.
whatever they was going to do at the time to get me in that school, they was willing to do it, but they didn't want us to leak it. They didn't want us to tell it.
Okay.
My coach got well, not my he wasn't my coach at the time. He was my AD at the time. Dre was the coach.
Right.
You know, the AD got so excited that he leaked it to the press,
Ooh.
and it stopped everything.
Stop
That was
all the
like my
motion.
that was like my that was like my only like at the time Dre was pushing for because it was everything was in place, looking good at the time. But once he leaked it, that happened, and then Cam's situation happened. So now both of us ain't got no situations after high school.
Stopped all
So
the motion right there.
we still in the streets doing whatever we doing.
Okay. Okay. So did y'all even give it a thought like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Or you're just like, all right, on to the next type thing.
Well, Dre kept pushing. Dre kept pushing for us to go somewhere. Like
Okay.
Dre kept pushing. Like Dre knew it. Dre knew the business, so Dre was pushing us. We were still living our life, doing whatever it is. Dre called us, yo, we got a game, we there.
Y'all
That's
just
you
pull
know what
up.
I mean.
Yep.
That was just that. But Dre knew the business, and Dre knew he was pushing us somewhere. Like Dre had a school, Mississippi State. What other school was it? Mississippi State and what was it? West Virginia. West
Okay.
Virginia, Mississippi State. They was willing to take us on the package deal. We sat down with them at the Marriott over here on 110. That
Okay.
110? I think 110. Yeah, we sat down with them at the Marriott 110. We sat down. Dre was getting it in order. Dre and Ivan Tony was getting it in order for us to go there. I don't know what happened with that situation because we only sat at the table with them one time,
Right.
and Dre and Alvin Tony was the ones behind the scenes doing all the talking and whatever they was doing. So I don't know what really happened with that situation. So
Okay.
now when that situation happened, I'm still doing whatever I'm doing in the streets, and then I tried out for the Harlem Globetrotters, and then, I made that, but the only thing is I got felonies, and I was fighting cases at the time, so that shit shot my whole dream down on
Uh,
that, and then I just said, fuck it, basketball is a dead shot. I'm fighting more cases and making more money over here.
right.
I ain't making no money on basketball. Nobody paid me to go shoot a hoop.
Right. 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 So. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Dre. Dre was like, "Hey man, you're a special talent. If we can still get a little bit more motion in this thing,
Well, we cousins also.
I
So
know
it's
y'all
more so a
family,
family
y'all
thing.
real family.
Yeah, it's more so a family thing, not more
That's a
so my
family thing.
talent. It was more so a family thing. Like he pushing his cousins, you know what I mean, do the right thing because
That's
he
valid.
worked in the school also while we was doing some of the things,
He-
so he know what we was going through also. So
Valid.
he saw it, and he was behind the scenes, so he know better information that how they was treating us, and because he was fighting for us, you know what I mean, because he was in the school, but.
Yeah.
It's but
He could
much he
see
could
all
do more than
sides of
that.
it.
And the school know that we family, so they just know they pushing the narrative they family. So fuck Dre, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty much we had to defend for ourselves how we defended, and whatever they did, and we ate it, and we kept it moving.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Okay. So Cam, what was your thought process? Because like they stopped your motion. You thought you was gonna go in your senior year, and then it's like, nope. and then now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no school.
Nah, Dre had a prep school for me in Jersey.
Talk to me.
I just never went.
You just didn't even go.
Nah.
They had it lined up, and you was like, I'm good.
Yeah, I wanted to play my last year at Wyandanch, so I'm like, it's over.
So let me ask you: that prep school was on the table before your senior year. I mean, before your senior year, and you said, I want to stay here and play my senior year, and then they didn't allow you to play.
Yeah.
And then that prep school was kind of off the table once you knew
Nah,
that
they still wanted me to come in. I told Dre I didn't want to do it no more.
you didn't want to do it no more. It was over.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you have any thought process of like maybe within the next year? Because he went to try to go and deal with the Harlem Globetrotters, but it was an uphill battle because of his.
Well, that's all Dre doing. Dre did all that. Whatever I did was because of Dre. Dre put
Yeah,
me. Dre signed
Dre
me up
was
for everything. Dre signed
okay.
me up for everything. I didn't care for basketball. Dre saw the talent, and Dre knew that I could fuck some niggas up. So Dre put me in anything that he felt I could fuck some shit up. You feel what I'm
Got you.
saying?
Yeah,
That's
got you.
Dre did all the basketball shit.
Got you.
Like Dre did all that shit. He knew all that shit.
Got you. Okay, so now you're like, man, the Globetrotter joint is done, everything. I'm just gonna go and just start getting active. So what happened? What happens, man? Bring us up to speed with adulthood, man. You said you had a kid. You know what I'm saying? At the time, mom's still struggling. Like, is things getting better? What wrap us? Tell us about this kind of like sliding into like these young 20s. You know what I'm saying? Because now the Wyandanch situation is all the way over.
Well, with the basketball shit, that shit, we were still like doing like charity games and things like that. Now, I mean, we played in West Fourth. Well, I played in West Fourth.
Yep.
You know, we played in the Nike Swish tour. Like we was still doing things when Drake called us. You know what I'm saying? Or little, you know what I'm saying? But that was just for recreation at that point. We didn't really. We was full throttle in the streets,
Full
worrying
throttle.
about. You know what I mean, how we gonna get that? And then like I said, I was already in the streets, so I was already fighting cases and things like that. And I started going to jail in my 20s. I started going to jail early, but as an adult, I started going to jail 23, and then I just came home in 2024, and it's like the longest I've ever been home.
Okay. Okay. Now we here with it. Ken, what's going on in your 20s, dude? What's going on with you? You know, pretty much right after school and everything.
I still was playing like a unlimited tournaments for Dre still.
Okay. Okay.
Other than that, I was just in the streets.
Wow. So, man, this is such a fascinating story, man, because y'all really was not in school most of your, like, pretty much most of your career. And
Once we went to Wyandanch, that's when our school career went left. There was no more schooling.
no more school. They was kicking you guys out and really keeping you guys like all the way out. What what advice or what gem would you drop on somebody that kind of grew up and went through your situations and had the talent that you guys had? What would you kind of tell these guys or young ladies, you know what I'm saying, based on your experience?
Of what? Basketball or life?
I say combination of both, man. I think it's really a combination for you if we're gonna be
Well,
honest.
I can't give advice to somebody because I don't know their situations. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
just based on
Everybody,
your experience. I don't think you can. It's
you
not for
know, I don't think
that.
nobody, I don't think no kid will ever experience what I did because
Okay,
I started at in third grade. You
got,
know, like
got
literally third grade, like the summer going into fourth grade, like you know. So I don't think no kid will ever experience that type of trauma at that early age for me to give them advice like, yo, if you at this age, you know what I mean? So I would say like, you know, just believe in yourself, you know what I mean? Do the do. Like any kid, like don't let no other man or female control your destiny. Like always do your own research. Just always know the information. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people, you know what I mean, got intentions to sell you.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Not do good for you. They
yeah,
want to sell you for they better good.
yeah.
So I just tell a kid, you know what I mean, do your own research and know your own information on yourself, and don't let nobody, you know what I mean, like control your situation.
I like that, bro. I think that's very valid. Now, you mentioned the word trauma, right? Experience trauma. What would you say your outlet was for that trauma, or you just kind of bottled it up? Because you said earlier at the banquet, you was like, "That's the pain speaking." Do you feel like you had a outlet for the trauma?
Yeah, fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah, fashion. That's pretty much it. I express myself through fashion.
Has
You
that
know.
always been the case, or you just kind of picked that up a little bit later, like when them early years? Because I mean, you was in third grade, man, seeing and dealing with some heavy stuff, man. So
Oh,
would you say you got
I got an aunt. I got an aunt. You know what I
okay,
mean? You know what I mean? My auntie Nisi. She used to always call me like this little handsome kid, and always to tell my mom to put me into modeling and shit.
okay,
Like my aunt used to always believe that I was like this pretty kid and shit. So around that time, it was like I was. It was just so. The pain came from like I said, everything came from seeing my mom.
yeah,
I just wanted everything better for my mom.
yeah,
Like I didn't care for nothing but just my mom.
yeah.
'Cause that's all I know, you know,
That's all
my
you know.
mom.
That's all you know. That's all you know. So bring us up to speed, man. What we got going on up in there? I mean, you kind of dropped the gym. Cam, if you can, come on camera real quick, Cam. What would you? Well, I asked Cree, what kind of gem would you drop to the youth that had to kind of deal with some of the things that y'all had to deal with, man? What would be a nugget that you can give them in handling life, not just basketball, but just life? You feel me?
Ah, oh, he said.
He gonna follow me, man. That's little bro. He gonna whatever I say goes.
Yeah, y'all just lock it in like that. That's how we moving.
Yeah, we move like that. It's inseparable. Whatever I do, whatever he do, we stick together. Wrong,
That's
right,
valid.
or indifferent.
That's valid, man. Listen, man, I really appreciate you guys tapping in with us. That's a heavy story. That's a lot to unpack. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the transparency. I'm not sure that there's many stories that have that type of that type of weight to it. You know what I'm saying? From early on, and then not being able to go in school and still being able to play, and then going over to another school dude grabbing you up. Like this is a lot of stuff you had to deal with, dude.
Well, it's a little bit more than that. It's a lot more than that that we really didn't get to or unfold. But you know, that's just the logistics of things because I still went to prison and did a lot of time for my family, and I put my life on the line for my family and my mom to do greater things, and
So
you
talk to
know,
me, bro. Like we still got a little bit of time. If there's anything else that you wanna tap in with, man, let me know. Let's do it.
everything, whatever you know what I mean, is a lot that the world want to know where we went, like
Let's
where
go.
we
Let's
went.
talk about it.
You
Let's
know,
talk about it, dude.
we not lost. We still here. We not athletes, so we don't want to be in the world of athletes.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Put us in the world of where the providers at and the protectors at, and we
I
could
like
get
that.
y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Because we not athletes. We just did that shit for the grace of our mom and shit, and people saw something in us that we didn't think we had or we didn't believe we had, and we just did what we did. You know, and still to this day, I believe that I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get my mom that credit.
I love it, dude. I love the transparency. So you said that people want to know like where you went or anything else like that. Is there anything in the chat that we kind of missed that you think is a nugget that you would want to share from your heart of information that we didn't really tap in on about your life? This is your story, bro, and so is Cam's.
Well, my life pretty much based off of prison. I started going to prison like long time from 2011 to 2024. So therefore, that's 23. So I still was young at that time. I still had a career because I still was young and athletic. But I always thought about my mom.
Yeah,
How can I get my mom out that situation? So I always fell in love with money. So I did anything to protect the money and protect my mom and give my mom what she needed when she needed it. You know, and that landed me in jail.
so
So I
what's
tell
your
another advice too to these young kids: don't sell drugs.
right?
Not
That's what there you go. There you
that's
go.
gonna land you. That's gonna land you somewhere where your mom gonna feel some pain and you gonna feel lost. And The pain you're gonna feel when you lost, you're gonna be angry at the world, and you're gonna do some things to land yourself back in jail. Because
Wow.
I did that, you
So when
know.
when you was in jail, man, what's the thought process like? Even dealing with your mom and having her have to deal with the pain and everything. Like, what's your thought process
Well,
when I get out?
my mom is a gangster. So when I went to prison, my mom, for the first time I went to prison, my mom told me that she would never come to prison to see me ever again because it broke her. She didn't want to see her son there. So when I was in prison, all I knew was like I hurt my mom, so I gotta like do things to like to people for them to feel what I felt or you know. And I always thought about how can I get my mom a crib. So I can't get too much trouble in jail because I got to make money in jail, and that's all I thought about. Like, how can I make money in jail to provide for my family on the outside? Then when I came home, I'm still thinking about how can I get my mom that crib. So I never had more than a year home. I used to come home. I came home in 2000 and I went to jail 2011, 12, 13. Came home in 13. Caught a case in 14. Went up north in 15. Came home in 16. Caught a violation in 16. Came home in 17. Caught sales in 17. Went upstate in 18. Came home in 21. Got locked back up in 21. And then I just came home in 24. So I don't really know too much of society as much as others do. I could tell you about prison and things that I did there and what I learned there. Like I got my GED there and I wrote a book.
Okay, okay. Now, is that book published? Are we going to publish that?
No, my sister wanted to publish it. When I wrote it in prison, my sister, she played basketball too, Shanice. She played basketball too. She wanted to publish it when I wrote
Shout
it
out
and
to your
I sent it
sister.
to her. She wanted to publish it, but I didn't finish the whole thing.
Okay.
So
Let us know when that's available too, so we can tap in with that, man, because that's beautiful. So you said when you was in there, you got your GED.
hmm
What made you go that route, man? What made you, you know what I'm saying, feel like that's something that would be important? Because you said everything is surrounded on helping your mom get to the crib,
but the
get her crib.
GED,
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about the GED. That was for my mom. That was because my mom wanted us to graduate high school. She always used to say
Okay.
like, I don't care what y'all do, just graduate high school and shit. And then when we didn't graduate high school, I felt like I let my mom down and shit. So when I started going to prison, they like I was young, so they started like forcing us to go to GED. Like you gotta go if you young, you gotta go to school and shit. So
Gotcha.
when they was forcing me to go to school, I get kicked out of school and shit and shit. I probably like the top, you know what I mean, student in there on some learning shit, but I just couldn't be around people. I didn't like being around people and shit.
Yeah, you
So
mentioned that earlier.
when I went up north, it was this lady. She had the same birthday as Jay-Z. She used to always talk to me, and she used to always tell me about like, yo, you never come to school, you fall asleep, but when you take tests, like you score like high in the 90s, like it's like you a scientist or you cheating. And
What's
she used
that
to always
about?
think I'm cheating. So she put me in a corner, and when she put me in a corner, she didn't know that was my like comfort zone. That was my comfort zone, me being by myself. So I should just do the test, and she was so surprised. She said, like, "Yo, why don't you just take the GED test?" She's like, "Why don't you just?" They changed it. It was the first year they changed it to the TAS test.
Okay.
She's like, "Why don't you just take the test? I believe you could pass this test because like you be falling asleep and you just be." So I said, "Okay, I take it." So you got to do the practice shit to even qualify for the actual test. So she just randomly called me like, "Yo, if I sign you up for the test, would you take it?" I said, she called me down and said, I said, yeah, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
She signs me up and I take the little pre-exam to qualify for the actual test and I scored the highest.
Wow.
So she's like, yo, you about to take the test coming up in like 2 months, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, man, I ain't ready for the test. She said, no, you ready. She said, no, you ready. She just kept saying you ready. So the week before the test, she should call me down and I should just like this practice with her, like this go over things with her. Like she just go things. She was so surprised that I was so smart. She like, yo, you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
So out of 300 of us, three of us passed, and I scored the second highest.
That's beautiful, bro. That's
Man,
beautiful.
I'm
And
gifted.
and that's something. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
So, and I
Because
did that for my mom. I didn't do that for me. I just did it so I could make my mom proud.
but I'm saying that's always at the priority is to hold your mom down in every way that you could. What did you feel like you learned most in jail, bro?
What I learned most,
Yeah.
how to be a man, how to stand on my 10 toes, and how to not trust people, and you know, principles, man, learning morals, man, learning like certain
Talk
things you just don't do. Certain
talk
things
to me.
you just it's just a lot of like grown men because I'm around men all day, so it's really
Yes.
no female. So it's like everything is so strong, everything is so masculine. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to you don't want to do nothing wrong. You feel what I'm saying? So you just you know what I mean how to be a man. Like I'm gonna respect you. That's what you learn the most, how to respect the person, like space, everything. You know how to just respect. That's the most I learned because respect go a long way. So I
Was
say
that
that's what I want the most.
was that difficult for you? Because I remember you saying earlier that you had an issue dealing with the authorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it got to be a certain way that you approach me, type stuff. Did that take you a long time, man, or did you kind of like learn that pretty quickly when you was
Well,
locked up?
I've been around old people like doing old things my whole life.
Right.
So when I got around adolescents, that's when I first started. It was a little bit more wilder than me
Yeah.
going with adults. So like being an adolescent, it was more being bad than as a adult. As an adult, it's more so respect. So if you disrespect, that's when some. And it's more so about being a man too, like because a
Yeah.
lot of these niggas be frauding out like they gangsters and shit in jail, and if you stand up, then you know that they just, you know what I mean, lawn chairs and fold up and give you what you want. So it's about just being a man, standing up for yourself. That's
Valid.
the most I learned.
Valid. Now you mentioned that you had that you're a dad.
Yeah.
How is that, bro? Like, how is that with your experience of being a child going in through the adolescence, through the system, the basketball, going in and out of jail to now you're a parent. Now, how many children do you have?
Well, I got seven now. I got seven,
Seven. You
seven
got
kids.
7 children now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did your experience, all the good and all of the bad and all of the indifferent, what did that teach you on how to being a parent, bro?
Well, I had a kid at 17 to
Yup.
save my life. I had a kid to save my life. I was looking at 50 to life once as a youth, as a kid, two different charges.
That's
So I felt like a kid was going to slow me down or the things that I was doing in life because when they got me, they was looking at me and my brother as like real bad people in front of these court people, in front of these white people. So and then when I look back and I see my brother in jail with me and my little brother, and they offer him 8 to 25 years, and they offer me 25 to life and 25 to life, and I'm looking back and I see my mom, you know, like break down and cry, like, and I'm like, damn, I put my mom through this again. I like what can change my life, and I felt like a kid would have did it. So I had my kid, and it slowed me down, but it made me very overprotective of the woman that I had a kid by
okay.
and my daughter. So I felt like any man that like tried to talk to her, I was willing to like hurt them.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Off the respect, that's my baby mom's now. So I was doing a lot of like unnecessary thinking and doing real like erratic things,
Right.
thinking that I love somebody.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
So fast forward to now, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like there was a level of maturity through your experience in and out of prison? And do you feel like you're looking at life the same way as you was looking at life when you had your first child, now that you have 7?
Uh, no. Um, Life the same for me because I didn't buy my mama a house yet. So I'm still working to buy my mama a house.
Got you.
So my kids is just my safe haven. Like when I think negatively or when I think that I'm gonna hurt someone or hurt, you know what I mean, or do something bad or something like that, I think of my kids or I call my kids and
Yeah.
I scream at my kids and you know what I mean they bring me joy to where I don't think about those negative thoughts or going to do things and shit. So my kids is like my everything. Like,
Yeah. So let me ask you, Bree. growing up and everything, man, they had you blackball, right? You don't let that guy come in here. Don't let him and his brother come in here. Do you ever see yourself or consider yourself a bad person?
A person?
A bad person.
Nah. I'm not a bad person because if you get to know me, you're gonna know that I'm not a bad person. But people that don't know me, they just know what I did growing up. But I was a kid growing up doing bad things because I was angry and I was in pain because my mom was going through some things and I just wanted the best for her. So I just did things out of anger. So people judged me for that and they said I was a bad person. But anybody that know me outside of that, I'm a very like giving person. Like I help everybody. I support. Like I'm very family oriented. Like I believe in my family before I think of anybody outside of that. Like
That's dope, bro.
my family comes first.
That's dope. I got another one for you. You mentioned earlier that Dre caught you too late.
Yeah.
What age or what situation do you think would have been, if you look back, maybe been a time to where it wasn't too late on locking in the mentality that you had, in your opinion?
I'm saying like I wasn't a basketball player, so like if y'all would have caught me playing football, y'all would have known that I was a football player and I was like a good wide receiver, like and I could throw the ball, so like and I could run. So if somebody would have caught me playing football, they would have had a football player. You know what I'm saying? They would have had a football player, but we didn't have that. We didn't have those idols in front of us that could push us to football because we was football players. So when football was done, all our friends went to basketball because that was the next sport, so we went over there. It's just that you had a lot of mentors that was into basketball and football that pushed basketball more than football.
Right.
And
So what?
I believe if somebody would have caught us earlier when we was playing football PAL, when I was living with my aunt, when we was like not good kids, but we was playing the role of our boundaries. If somebody would have caught us at that time right there, I don't think that we would have been in our situations now because at that time we was focused because our aunt and our uncle had this regiment like we couldn't leave the table until we finished our homework.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was really no outside playing. So we played amongst each other. You understand what I'm saying? We played amongst each other all the time. Like so
So
if
that
somebody
might
caught us at that time of that era, I want to say PAL days, 13, 14,
13,
around
14,
that time,
13,
then
14.
they would have had something, but it was too late because Drake caught us when we already did too much damage inside the world of street, not schooling and shit. It just went into the school.
Wow, bro. This is heavy stuff, man. I really appreciate the transparency, man. I I really hope that you finalize that book, bro, because I think this is very impactful, fam.
Yeah,
For you to
the book will have a lot more details
Oh
to
yeah,
what
you have a lot more detail into that, man, because you can deep dive into that as many pages as you need to. But I
yeah.
want you to let me know that when that thing come out, man, so that way we could promote that, man, because I think that needs to get into the hands of a lot of people. It can be very
Oh,
impactful,
you
bro.
know what made me excited one time? I'm gonna tell you what made me excited one
Please
time.
do talk
I'm
to
gonna
me.
tell you what made me excited one time. When my family see me on the front of a magazine, I think it was the Ultimate magazine for high school.
Yeah,
My family see me on Ultimate magazines and they couldn't believe it. Like they thought I was like famous because I started signing like autographs.
you sign an autograph.
That was like the only time I felt like I was somebody when the little kids was asking me for autographs.
Yeah, that's dope. Because I mean, you remember Jordan, you remember Iverson, and you was cooking out there. So now you can. I'm on the magazine and I'm
Now I
getting
was cooking y'all favorite players.
huh?
I was cooking y'all favorite players.
Who you was cooking our favorite players?
Yeah.
I believe I seen it. I mean, I seen it firsthand. So I know, and that's why your name still rings out, man. And that's what makes this more amazing, is that you was just doing it as recreation.
Yeah, that's why I don't respect people that I mean that talk that basketball shit because y'all worked y'all lives off for that shit. Y'all just started from a kid and y'all put so much pain and effort in that shit and it was like damn y'all that trash. So y'all got these two brothers over here that don't even give a fuck about this shit and y'all
Yeah, yeah, you couldn't even wrap your mind around that because, like, first of all, if we really cared and put some energy into this, it would be really over. We just showing up, getting paid, and leaving, and you guys is really locked in on this. So
first of all I wasn't even coming to basketball games like on time. They had to wait for me at the basketball games. They didn't start the game late.
You was pulling up late.
to championship games, to regular games. I was pulling up late because I was on the corner. I had to get my money, take care of my kid, and then go to the game.
You had to finish. You had to finish your mission and then get to the game.
Yeah, so they had to wait. They was waiting. They was waiting for me.
They stalling that Stony Brook. They like, hold on a second. Hold on a
That's
second.
all over the place. Wherever I was at, if I came late, because I stopped being around my teammates
That's
because
good.
they were so fucking happy and want to fucking chill all day about winning and shit. I ain't give a fuck about winning. You got a house to go live in with your parents and shit, nigga. I gotta go over here, so I didn't really want to be around my teammates because they were celebrating this shit like this shit was a trophy.
Yeah. Did they understand what you was dealing with, or did
Nah,
you even
nah,
let them in, or
that
you was
was
just separate?
that was personal shit. Like that was
Yeah.
personal shit. Like
Yeah.
everybody knew about the street shit because that was public. Like that was during public shit, so everybody knew about the street shit. Like everybody saw me right up straight path. You would have saw me on the corner. But like the backburn other things, like the personal shit, the mental shit, and like my mom shit, that wasn't their business. That wasn't their business.
Got you. Got you. Fascinating story, my man. Fascinating story. So, all right, let's put a bow on this thing right here, man. Like, what's next? What's next for Cree? What's next, man? What we got lined up, man? And then
Um,
talk to
Creed don't like to talk about what he's got going on. Creed the type person that he just shows because when you tell people what you got going on and you don't do it, they believe you're a liar. Then they become non-believers at everything you say. So the next time you see Creed or Chris or Briscoe, you just know that he got, I mean, a lot of things going on and you know, life things. Just know he a businessman now. He a businessman. You know, I'm an investor. I do things like that, but I'm not gonna say what I'm into because I don't want people to, I mean, investigate my lifestyle and what I do and how I got it. You know, because I was a troubled kid and I don't want to be investigated under any circumstances because all my shit is legit. But you know, it's haters out there. So just know that there's some things out there in this world that got my name tied to it, and you know, that's just it.
I appreciate that, man. Well, listen, man, you got an ally here, man. However I can help you, man, just holler at me, man. We'll build offline. Salute to you. Salute to your bro on being able to move through life, man, and still be here and be able to impact your family, man. You got some motion, man, and may you stay blessed, bro. Stay out of the system. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Oh,
your
no
head
more
up.
system for me. We own businesses and things
There you
now, so
go.
we don't gotta go to the system.
There you go. There you go, man. I love to hear that, man. So thank you. Thank you again for being so transparent. I really appreciate it. You and your bro. Man, much love. Y'all held it down for
Thank you.
Wyandanch, but you holding it down as a man. Like you
Yeah,
said, man,
that's
you learn how
yeah.
to be
We
a man.
don't represent nothing but our last name.
I like it, bro. I love what you're saying, man. And salute to you and your bro, man. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, much love, man. We'll be tapping in
Yeah, later.
later.